Welcome to this week's Movie Math, where Disney reasserted its dominance in yet another category: animation. Yes, the Mouse House reminded the other studios that when it comes to superhero movies, live-action fairy tales, the holiday movie season, and animation, first place is taken. In its second weekend, Zootopia easily held its own #1 position, falling a mere 33%. In fact, its hold is so strong and buzz for this coming weekend's Divergent is so weak that it's not impossible for Zootopia to stay at #1 until Batman v Superman hits. But that was only one headline that Zootopia made over the weekend. Another was that it's outpacing both Frozen and Big Hero 6 at the box office, posting numbers more comparable to sister animation studio Pixar. Then worldwide, Zootopia's box office numbers are multiplying like the citizens of Bunnyborough, with the animal flick already past the 400 million mark. That not only skadooshes Kung Fu Panda 3's own worldwide haul, but Disney is on the verge of stealing Jeffrey Katzenberg's thunder in China. With the launch of Oriental DreamWorks, which co-produced Kung Fu Panda 3, Katzenberg has been able to lay claim to the most successful animated film of all time in China. Yet Zootopia is fast approaching Kung Fu Panda 3's China haul, and over the weekend already broke the record for the biggest single-day gross ever for an animated film in the Middle Kingdom. So the only question left is how long it will take Disney to announce a Zootopia sequel, TV series, and theme park attractions. Do what you do best, Disney. Meet that consumer demand. But while Disney faces that happy question, a darker one faces Hollywood overall. With Zootopia dominating, leaving just enough room for 10 Cloverfield Lane, 3 other new releases were basically DOA. One studio executive told Deadline that he sees a new trend emerging, where there's only one true release each weekend, which dominates social media and public interest, while other new releases simply don't register, crowded out by the media and audience favorite, plus whatever strong holdovers are still in play. Such revelations only help Sean Parker's pitch to allow audiences to see a movie at home for $50 the same day it hits theaters with his new streaming service, Screening Room. That, and of course, newfound support and participation from Steven Spielberg, Peter Jackson, J.J. Abrams, Brian Grazer, and Ron Howard. Think about it. How many of these movies would you have watched if you could from home for $50 for 48 hours? As for J.J. Abrams' bold Cloverfield experiment, the results were solid. While 10 Cloverfield Lane was definitely the biggest new wide release of the weekend, it only debuted with about half of the original Cloverfield's opening weekend haul, and that movie had opened at #1. Still, for what it cost to make the first Cloverfield, Paramount and Bad Robot were able to both make and advertise 10 Cloverfield Lane. What's also interesting, though, is that while movie critics gave this smaller picture rave reviews, audiences weren't quite as impressed as the film received a B- cinema score. That could mean 10 Cloverfield Lane won't have kaiju-sized legs and could be a one-weekend event. We'll get a better idea of 10 Cloverfield Lane's long-term prospects next weekend, plus the film has yet to roll out overseas, so that's another question mark. At any rate, if you weren't seeing holdovers Zootopia and Deadpool this weekend, this was the movie you saw, and that definitely helped build the Cloverfield brand. Expect more Cloverfield films for sure, but it's doubtful Paramount and Bad Robot will be willing to pour any significant money into these films anytime soon. But hey, as they say, when a door closes, a window opens. And as the low-budget Paranormal Activity franchise dies, here comes Cloverfield. Elsewhere in the box office, The Perfect Match, The Young Messiah, and The Brothers Grimsby proved it's an uphill battle for all types of movies right now. Of the 3, The Perfect Match not only comes out on top numbers-wise, but can also be proud to have prevailed with far fewer theaters. But while black film and religious film continue to be solid markets, moviegoers did to Sacha Baron Cohen's career what that male elephant did to that female elephant in The Brothers Grimsby. This is not only Sacha Baron Cohen's lowest debut to date, but his audience seems to have totally evaporated. As for Deadpool, it passed the 700 million mark and is now about 40 million from surpassing The Matrix Reloaded as the highest-grossing R-rated movie of all time. You better believe the Deadpool imitators are coming. Lastly, Helen Mirren and Sally Field finally injected some energy into the specialty market with the kind of numbers these limited releases are supposed to generate. What's even more impressive is that both are from newbie distributors, Bleecker Street and Roadside Attractions. This is particularly good news for Bleecker Street after their strong awards showing with Trumbo. Next up is their first ever wide release, Elvis and Nixon, on April 22nd. Having just come onto the scene last year, they are definitely a company to watch. As for this coming weekend, again, Zootopia could continue to dominate, as not much is expected from Miracles from Heaven, while the latest Divergent film, which currently sits at just 19% on Rotten Tomatoes, is anybody's guess. And that's the weekend box office. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.